Hi, my name is Cheri. Welcome to my studio. I'm going to show you a super quick card today because when I'm done filming this and I start to post it online, I'm going to start cleaning my office. My studio is a hot mess. So I've been really busy. I'm going to get it cleaned up and then I'm going to start mailing cards. I have a whole list of cards. I need to order some postage stamps online. And while I'm cleaning, today online, Andrew Lloyd Webber has started a Broadway series, and at 2 o'clock, Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, my favorite musical. Well, maybe it's my favorite one to see and to sing, and I just love the music in it. So at 2 o'clock, it's going to be on, and I have a humongous monitor, so I'm going to turn it on, watch it, and clean while it's on. And it just so happens that today's card looks like it could be a Technicolor Dreamcoat because it's a rainbow card. So I'm going to get this done. I'm going to post it. So it's a quick card, and it also I'm going to make a few of them, and they're going to be some of the ones I mailed out. So I'm going to something this is an older set. You can still get it. It does have a bundle, and I'm probably going to do a couple of cards with it because I know a lot of you already have it. And right now, it's nice to use stuff that you have that you don't have to wait to get. So I'm going to use this. It's called Colorful Seasons. So it has spring things and it has summer things because those are the seasons that we're moving into. And I'm also going to use the butterfly punch because I know a lot of you have it coming because it was part of the Sale-a-bration 3. So a lot of you got it free recently. If you didn't, you can still you can get it. It's in the catalog. And then the fun thing about this card is it's just a white base card. So I've got Whisper White and then whatever bright colors you want. So I literally just went over to my scrap papers and just pulled out a bunch of colors. These aren't all ones, and every card can be a little different. So it can use whatever scrap colors you have laying around. A good way to use up your scraps. Then I've also been working on it. I've had so many Zoom meetings after Zoom meeting after Zoom meeting. Sometimes I get a Zoom meeting called when I just finished one and I didn't know what was coming next. Yesterday we had one and I jokingly said when she said, "Are you available?" I'm like, well, let me check my calendar because pretty much not going anywhere. So I've been working on these because you can't see that I'm doing it while I'm on Zoom meetings. So it's kind of a fun card. So let's get going with it. I pulled out the little flower and a sentiment. So I've got those two mounted. Just going to fold my Whisper White in half. So really you can make this with any colors of cardstock. And you could really change it up punches. Like if you have any of our old butterfly punches, those would work too. Or if you don't have the butterfly punches, if you have any of our butterfly dies, you could just run a bunch of things through the die machine with a butterfly die. I will tell you, when I made the card yesterday, I realized when I stamped with one of them, it was really dry. So when I clean my office today and I get my table so I have space, I'm going to get all my pads out and I'm going to re-ink them. If you haven't done that for a while, it makes a huge difference. Okay, so any black stamp pad will work. This is a memento. And I've pulled out the sentiment that says "Just Breathe." And I have so many stamps on blocks that this is mounted with the one that I said this has So Grateful. I clean my stamps, but they often stay on the blocks until I put them all back on. So it's kind of a bold stamp, so I want to make sure that it's all inked nicely. Put it down here in the corner because I want as much card space as I can. And because this is bold, sometimes if you have a photopolymer stamp, you may notice that when you rip up on it, you get some little dots. So let it kind of dry on the paper just a second and then pull up gently. And then you don't get all those dots everywhere. So here we have the Just Breathe. And then again, just go get a rainbow of colors. So I pulled these out. And they're not the colors of paper. Like I have random colors, bright colors of paper, and I have bright colors of ink. They don't have to be the same. So I'm going to start with the bottom. So this is Pineapple Punch, which will be leaving us soon. And then I'm also going to need my stamp cleaner. Oh, if I can open it. Because I'm just going to go from color to color. And then I also have, because I'm going to keep using the same stamp, I like to have just a scrap piece of paper here. And that way I can just, after I use my stamp cleaner, I'll just dry it. So here's my Pineapple Punch. I'm going to start down here in the corner. And then I'm just going to stamp the color off. And as you do those lighter ones, you can kind of let them go over each other. So that's good for that. And this is why I like to just make sure it's dry. So then let's move on to Mango Melody. And you're just trying to make like a little rainbow of flowers. And they can overlap. There's no perfect science to how you're doing it. Get those out of the way. And now I have Melon Mambo. I debated between Lovely Lipstick, Poppy, any of the, like, just as long as you have kind of a rainbow of colors, it doesn't matter what they are. I've got this going, I will show you our stamp cleaner that you might not have used before. Now I have Highland Heather, and again, you could use Gorgeous Grape. You could use any of the purples. And you can see that when I have the lighter colors, I kind of hit the spaces in between, just kind of fill it up. Let's just make sure it's dry. I know some people, some of my dearest friends, wash their chamois all the time. I hardly ever wash my chamois. So you just need to make sure that you're not getting a dirty part. Then I have Granny Apple Green. And normally when I stamp off like this, I kind of like twist my stamps so they're not all going the same direction. But on this, it doesn't matter because they're going to get covered up. And then I have Coastal Cabana. Your kids could even help you make this because it's super easy. I don't know if you could see it on the camera, but I had touched it with my finger and there was a little smudge of black, but super easy to fix. There we go. And that could be, you could send a card just like that. So if you have like one of the big butterflies, you could use that. So you can see when you use the colors on our photopolymer, they're still clean. I mean, here I'm cleaning it off and it looks pink, but when you stamp, it's clean. But we do have it was new in the catalog last year and mine really used. So it doesn't, it's like a Versamark where it started out beautifully white and now it's not beautiful anymore. But you can stamp on here with this. You can't use this with red rubber because it can take your sticker off. But look how that starts taking it off. And the longer you do it, mine needs to be refilled because obviously it's very dirty. But the longer you do this, you can see it's already taking that off. And you can like get down in the edges to get that stuff that's around it. But if you're somebody that it bothers you when your stamps look dirty, it does help you to know whether or not you've cleaned them. And it's a good thing to do, like if you're watching a movie, if you put Joseph in the amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat on, you could sit here and clean all of your stamps, which is one of the things I will do when I have it on. I'll just bring all my stamp cases over and my bucket of stamps. I have ink all over me, but you can see it's already making it. It's not, here, let me take it off my block and lay it here so you can see it. But you can see it's taking the stamp part. You can take it on your hands to kind of get those edges. And it would work better if I have the fluid. I laid it over here. It comes in a little refill bottle, just like I do have it laying here because it's my intent to clean stamps this afternoon. So there you see, as it starts taking that off, then your stamp is clean. So no more pink stamps because it doesn't really matter what colors you use. A lot of times it just ends up pink. So now, as I said, I have been sitting during Zoom meetings I had punched a whole bunch of these with our double punch, and I had just grabbed literally things of paper and punched them. And then I had this little thing sitting here, and I was just filling it up. And the nice thing about our current butterfly punch is that it does the 2 sizes. So I was getting 2 sizes, and I just did, the first time I did it, we were actually on a Zoom call during our Facebook, giant Facebook event that we had last weekend. So I was just doing this, and then I was throwing them in here. And then as the week progressed, I've been taking my bone folder, and you don't have to have a bone folder. It helps it go a little bit faster, but you want to break down the fibers. Now, you don't have to do this step. It does help if you're going to mail them, because they're much softer, and you'll see what I mean. Because here's one that's full, and you could bend these in half, and you could easily put those on your card. But when you put it in the mail, in the envelope, they're going to go flat. So when the person gets it, they're going to be flat like that. This way, well, for one, you also get a 2-for-1. It also, for me, I've had a little bit of stressful moments around here recently. Everybody has their moments. We've gone on lots of walks and, tried to get out in nature, but my husband does work at a hospital. So, I think about that. I try not to think about that. That's why I put on videos, put on some happy music. But this is, for me, it's very stress relieving. So as I've got the the Zoom call going, I'm just doing this. And then as you do it, you can use a pencil, or you can just do it with your hands. And then it just breaks apart. So you also get 2 for every one that you punched. It also gives it some great texture. And when you put it on the card, they're not going to get smashed, because it's already, it turns more into a tissue kind of paper or a handmade kind of paper, the fibers are broken. And it gives it a pretty texture. So let's pull out some colors. So these are the ones I've done. These are the ones that need to be done. So I did the same thing where I went from dark to light. And every card can be a little different, because all the colors that I've done don't fit on here. So let's go. And like I said, the colors of paper don't necessarily match. Purple over here. And stagger some big ones and some little ones. I'm not going to put a blue one on here, so let's kind of move that blue up, and then I'll get a little blue one. Put that there. We can't put a red one over here. And then that's enough for the big ones. Let's get some little ones. Let's get a little one there, and I'm looking at it upside down, so I may change my mind once I flip it back around. Let's put a purple one here. Let's get a pineapple punch one here. That looks pretty good. And then you can just save these. So literally you could do this in steps. And who isn't going to want to get this happiness in the mail, right? So then you just take your snail, or you can use glue dots. I was going to use glue dots, but I don't see that I moved them. My first card, I did it with snail. And literally just put some snail there and stick them on. So you probably should start with your big ones. And you do want to make sure that they're on your card. So just stick them on. It's so super simple. That's why you want to put your big ones on first. And because the paper has this new texture to it, it doesn't take much to hold it, because it's got a lot of give to it. So one of the things that, how many of us end up with all these little packets of things that are kind of used up? And we've had them for years. I'm going to add one more little one down here. I'm going to go for this color. And and you just can't throw them away. I had better ones, but I actually did use them on my other card. So I had one of these that was actually, my cat had knocked it on the floor, and I had rolled over it with my thing, so they'd all smushed this way, and there weren't very many of them. There were maybe 10. And then I had one of these that was almost totally gone. But you save them, and they're just little things. So pull out all of them. Like I have these from the Christmas one. These are from Christmas, and I have these. So we have tons of these, right? Use them up. Stop hoarding. This is a perfect time, especially if, finances are a little tight, which I know it is for a lot of people right now, and you want to make stuff. Don't hoard. We bought these for a reason. We bought them to make people happy. We bought them to make cards. Make some cards. I know a lot of you that watch me, you have stuff. Use your stuff. There's no point. It may make you happy sitting in your little twirly like mine is and seeing all the shinies. Make somebody else happy. Make something beautiful and send it. And then make other people happy. Because, when you go, I actually have 2 cards downstairs that stampers have sent me. But, my husband works for the hospital, and everything that comes into our house sits in its mandatory quarantine. So they're sitting there in their beautiful envelopes, and I will open them soon. I'm going to go for one of these. These are Christmas ones, but they don't have to be Christmas because look, I didn't put these on my other one, but I'm going to stick this on here. Oh, I should have put one of these. I'm just going to put one of these on my, here. But it makes me happy just seeing those 2 cards down there and knowing that 2 of my stamping friends have sent me cards. So I'm going to be sending them some cards back. I know some of you haven't seen family for weeks now that you're used to seeing often. Or sometimes maybe it was family that you don't see very often, but now that you just can't see them, you realize that you do miss them. Get your stuff out. Don't hoard it. And just make some cards. You can order postage stamps online. Your postman can leave them in your mailbox. Because that's how that works. So those of us that work from home know that little trick. I'm going to put this one up here. And instead of having all of this stuff 5 years from now and going, when did I buy these noble peacock rhinestones? That was a blast from the past. Because how many of us who've done this for a minute are going through a stack of something and out falls a sheet of something like this that we bought 10 years ago. Don't keep this 10 years. Use it now. It'll make you happy. It'll make it feel like you bought something with a purpose. And trust me, whoever gets it in the mail will be happy. And I bet, once upon a time in our super busy lives, you could send somebody a card. They might open the card and it might have gotten stuck over in their little stash of bills. I bet these days when you send somebody a card and it looks beautiful like this and it has a message, that more cards are ending up on mantles. So here's my other one. I like this one better. Now that I kind of know where I'm going with it, I filled it up more. Might as well put as much happy on there as you can get happy, right? So there you go. Use your stuff. You don't have to order stuff because I know a lot of you already have it. But if you do need to order any of this because you want to make this exact card, and this one does come with a fabulous set of dies. It has that the Adirondack chair, which is I'm going to use on my next card. But there you go. If you need to order, I'll put the links below. I have some. You get these that you won't be hoarding, but these are my free thank you gift this month, and they're brand new, so I know none of you have them. So there you go. Everybody have a great day. Stay safe and appreciate those around you. Bye.